Our next speaker is somebody who I admire tremendously, not just because he's one of the nicest people that I've ever met, but because he's one of the most accomplished people I've ever had a chance of working with and working alongside of. It's very rare in the industry that you can find somebody who's been in for 35 plus years. It's very rare that you can also talk to that person and that person's made well over $60 million in the industry, 5, $6 million just here inside My Daily Choice. And he's really our North Star. This is the person who we truly need to look up to in our company, because no matter what it is, him and Chris Robinson, these are like my North Stars in this company. Well, because Chris was the first ever affiliate here. So he's seen all the ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. And this person, because they have countless opportunities thrown at them all day long. And people want him to not just, come in and build in the company. They want this guy to become a VP, an executive, lead the field, help us with this, help us with that. And this guy's just so locked into the vision here at My Daily Choice. And he believes so much in Josh Swagel, and he believes in all of you. And the crazy thing is, he believes in all of us more than we believe in ourselves. Why? Because there was a time in his life where he didn't know if this was going to be possible for him. And he made the impossible possible, but at such a high level. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, help me welcome. Maybe some of you have never heard of him before, you've never heard him speak, but I want you guys to light up the chat box with your favorite emojis for our mentor and our best friend, our rich uncle, Robert Hollis. My brother, the floor is yours. Thank you so much, my man.
Thank you so much, Ollie. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, brother.
Well, this is the first time that I got to hear Harab speak. And I mean, he really threw me back to, my beginnings in this industry. Whoever he learned from, which I understand in personal development, you learn from everybody. You're so starving for information that you just want the best information. And Ollie, man, I'm telling you what, to this day, you and Maddie will go down in history as Robert. I don't understand why you even thought of trading. It was Ollie. I seen Ollie, and I seen the things that he said along with Maddie. So thank you very much, Ollie. One of the things that I'm going to share with you guys right now is, first of all, exactly what got me to $10,000 my first 30 days. Not only 38 years ago, but 7 years ago when I joined MDC. It's the same formula that my mentor's been doing forever. And it works every time. Not sometimes, right? And so when I first seen Ollie do a presentation, Ollie said some key things that I was there to listen to. And when he said these things, I just went, oh, that makes sense. That's something new to me. And that allows me to be able to go out and share it with others. And so I want to really quickly share with you what clicked for me. We hear a lot of times of, you got to have vision. Without vision, people perish. You got to have a reason why to make you cry. You got to know what you want. It's very important what you want. You got to set very clear goals. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm dyslexic. And it's funny, John Harenza is. Do you guys realize, even though Ollie talked about some really good books, do you know John Harenza and I are both dyslexic, and we both have best-selling books on Amazon? It's a crack up. And it's like, I believe sometimes people are too educated. They know too much, and they have too many options. When you look at life is really, really simple. So I was told early in my life, I grew up in foster homes as an orphan because I hung around the wrong people. That's a lesson. You become who you hang around. Before I graduated high school, I got thrown in a federal penitentiary for stealing a beer truck. If there's any reasons why a person shouldn't be successful, I could be one of the poster childs, right? But it took one person to say an encouragement word to me. So I was making extra money by fixing bicycles, motorcycles, snowmobiles. And what ended up happening is, one time an uncle of mine to seeing me, and he goes, Bobby, you're really good with your hands. Did you do all that? And I went, yes, sir. And he goes, you should be a mechanic. And so from that day on, I'm a mechanic. And so I was a mechanic. That's all I did. And then what happened is I got hurt on the job. And when I got hurt on the job, and I know a lot of you guys will relate to this, you lose your identity. Someone walked up to me at a class reunion or a family reunion or out at a bar or whatever. They don't they always do this? Ollie, what do you do? Ollie, what do you do? John, what do you do? Rob, what do you do? Oh, I'm a mechanic. What are you? I'm an electrician. I work in construction. I work on the oil field. So that was my whole identity, is an auto mechanic. And that's who I was. That's what I was about. And then I get hurt, and I have a doctor, with his shirt, and he goes, wow, are you a mechanic? Yeah, I'm wearing a mechanic's uniform. And he goes, you're not going to be a mechanic anymore. So someone with authority said one thing to me to make me be a mechanic, and another person with authority told me I couldn't be a mechanic anymore, and now I'm lost. I'm totally, totally lost. I'm making $900 a month, and all my bills were $3,000, and I went in the hole so fast. And I'm going to share with you guys, I'm not telling you not to do what other people are doing. I'm just telling you how I got to super affiliate and made $5 million. That's all I'm going to share with you how to do. You can do whatever you want. But one of the things is my first thing that my mentor did to me is, instead of giving me a reason why or goals or asking me what I want, if someone asked me what I'd want, I'd say I'd want to pay my electric bill. If someone asked me what I want, it was like, well, I would like to get caught up and on my bills and get out of debt. Most people don't know what they want. But what my mentor did to me is he engaged my imagination. He engaged my imagination. If you went to Google or AI, ChatGPT, and said, give me the best quotes about imagination, the first word that pops in my mind when I think about imagination? Walt Disney. You think about imagination, and it's amazing. Like Harab said, every successful person that's won anything, and they stick a mic in their mouth, and they say, tell me, Ollie, how'd you do that? How'd you become a royal ambassador? And we hear these words and no one understands them. It's like Ollie said, I went to a meeting. I watched some people walk across the stage. They told me what they were making. I go, are you freaking kidding me? If that person can do it, I can do it. And so the reason that Ollie is not only a royal, but he'll go crown and legend, is because he watches other people do it. If you guys right now will just imagine, why can other people do it and you can't? There's the problem, the lack of imagination. But hear me out when I say this. Do you realize that everything in the world was created twice? Everything in the world was created twice. Once was in the thought and the imagination, and the second time was in form. Everything that we see was once an idea, an imagination. And most people don't realize that everything you have in your life right now, that you like, that you love, whether it's a mate, whether it's where you live, whether it's where you drive, whether it's a job, everything that you got right now, you did through imagination. You did it through imagination. What happens is we get caught up in the world, and the world destroys our imagination. Now you hear people go, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. I'm not very technical. My face doesn't look very good. My voice sounds stupid. I don't have any friends. No one wants me. It's like we just 100% just worked on ourselves to ruin our imagination. We are our own worst enemy. And so Harab talked about personal development. I'll just give you one thing. My mentor, when he met me, this is called The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino. So when my mentor met me, he knew I had shitty thinking. He knew by the words that were coming out of my mouth that I didn't believe in me, that I didn't know of anyone that believed in me. It was, the book again is The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino. So you guys got to understand that he was telling me all this stuff, and I was going, listen, I'm just a mechanic. I'm not a salesperson. I don't like sales. The definition of sales for me is someone that's skilled to take money away from people that don't need what they're having to offer. You know, so I was really negative on sales because I watched salespeople get people to buy stuff and buy used cars and new cars, or get a repair done on their car when they didn't need it. And so now I'm sitting down with my mentor, and this is how fast it goes. Story goes quick. First is the invite. The invite. Now, a lot of people want a script. A lot of people want, give me the cookie cutter thing to say, right? You know what you need? You need a freaking heart. You got to stop listening to your logic, and you got to come from your heart. The way to greatness is the service of many. The way to greatness is the service to many. So you got to basically find out what people want. You got to help them imagine again. So I get this phone call, and I wrote about it in my book. You know what I mean? Sean Hennigan, he still will get all the credit in the world. How is that working? That simply is the title, because people would go, hey, you know what I'm doing? And I'd go, well, how is that working? Well, be honest with you, shitty. So I would say to them, hey, listen. So Sean called me up and he said, I met this guy. And he showed me his check for $62,000. It was connected to the stub. Me and John Herenzma was in the same company. Is that crazy? That's where me and him started. You know, a guy that's a welder and a guy that's an auto mechanic from rural America. Huh? Isn't that crazy? Both dyslexic, not good in school. And we both got involved in a company and learned this training that we're sharing with you guys. So what happened is he said, do you want to meet him? I said, yeah. So when I met him, the first thing I said to him is, show me the money. Now, I think Jerry Maguire got it from me. You know what I mean? Show me the money. I need to see your documentation. And he showed it to me. And I'm looking at this check, and there's only two things that popped in my mind. Why haven't you cashed this check yet? That's what I said to him. And he says, because my mentor told me that I couldn't cash this check until I get the next one. What? Okay. So now my mind is going, okay, so what did you do before this? And he goes, I worked at a tire store. I put tires in and off of cars. And I'm going like, oh my God, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm smarter than a guy that puts tires on. And so now I'm interested. I see his income, his documentation beats conversation. I then see that what he was before. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's just an average guy like me and John and Ollie and Habab and Maddie and Joey and Noah. It's like when you really get to know the people that are successful, Josh Wiggle, he's an anomaly. He's a savant. Josh Wiggle is the smartest freaking guy I ever met. And the guy made millions before he started MDC 11 years ago. And now he continues to make this company better and better. And people are starting their own company and never been CEO and said, come join me. Yeah, I'll see you in 5 years if you're still in business. It's like, man, I'm sticking with Josh, right? And so when I seen that, now I need to understand. Have any of you, when someone shares something with you, have any of you immediately started asking questions? Where you're like, well, how's this work? And how's that work? How can you take an on-mechanic mind that makes less than 50,000 a year and understand how to make 62,000 in a month? It's like, of course I didn't understand. And so this is what he did to me. Listen closely. You guys got to get great at helping people build their imagination. So what he said to me is, he goes, hey, what if I endorse this check over to you? What if I put paid to the order of Robert Hollis and you took it and you got to cash this check? What would you do with this check? And I said, the first thing I would do is I'm about ready to get kicked out of my apartment, so I paid back rent. He goes, how would that make you feel? Listen to those words. How would that make you feel? And I said, man, it'd take like a weight off my shoulders. He goes, then what? And I said, I'd turn my electricity on. How would that make you feel? Then he said, what else? And I said, well, I'm behind payments and I'm hiding my car from the repo man. He goes, so you pay up on your car? I go, yeah. How would that make you feel? And then after I got all the little stuff away, then he got to the core. And he said, what else would you do? You got like 40 grand left. And I said, I would like to buy an engagement ring and fly back to Montana. I was in California. And I'd like to ask my girlfriend to marry me. When I got hurt, I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I could support her. I didn't feel, like I lost my manhood. I said, I'd like to go back and beg her and ask her to be my wife. And he goes, how would that make you feel? And I was like, man, if she said yes, that would be the best thing in the world. That was 40 years ago, by the way. And so I'm 63. And so he goes, Robert, it's easy. It's very simple and easy. And he says, it's nothing but a sorting game. It's like you're going through a bunch of apples and you're just sorting for the good apples. Now you got to go through them. He goes, some of them are not ripe. Some of them are rotten. You'll put your finger in them and they're rotten. And you've all heard, one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. And he goes, you're going to find ones that are not good and you're looking for the good apples. You got to go through the numbers. And I said, okay. So he goes, listen, I want you to watch this video. And it was a video of him doing the presentation. How many of you have already seen Matthew Thayer's video, his latest video that he put out? He even posted it in the Mission One group. I immediately took it and shared it with everyone. Why? I would let Ollie and Matthew Thayer talk about the company before I will talk about the company. Why? They're more knowledgeable. They've been in the industry of trading for a long, long time. They're confident. And on top of being confident, they have results. They got crazy results. How many people have seen other people in Matthew Thayer's group use Matthew Thayer's video? So, in the end of July, when Ollie and Matthew did a video, I posted it on every bit of my social media. And then I just went crazy to see how many people I could share it with as fast as I humanly could. And I only brought in 125 people as new Akashic members. How many of you guys would like 125 new people in your group? That's all I did, is made sure to show that video. So this is what my mentor said to me. I still didn't understand how you could make 10 grand a month, 60 grand a month. I didn't understand it. And then he showed me his printout. A printout is a thing called the back office in these days. And he goes, Robert, look I have 30,000 people responsible for my income. He goes, let me say something to you. I said, sure. He goes, what if these 30,000 people did only 1 hour a month? They only worked 1 hour a month. Then I get paid on 30,000 hours. How many hours do you get paid on? And I go, when I worked, 40. You guys get what I'm saying? 40, 80, 160 a month, not 30,000. So that's when I understood the opportunity of leverage. And see, a lot of people don't get this point. I got this point. If you want to dine with the classes, you got to help the masses. So I'm not looking for everyone to be a platinum, sapphire, or diamond. I'm just looking for everyone to be focused on imagination of a better future for them and their family. See, I'm okay with getting 30,000 people in my group. Where a lot of people will get 3 people in their group or 1, and then they see that person not do anything. So then they say this doesn't work, and then they quit. You guys know anybody? It's like the number one thing that people are not is managers. But if they bring in one person and they get in, then they turn around and they say this. They go, I can't get people to do anything. Well, what if they're following you? What if you're not doing anything? So when my mentor said that to me, he then gave me the formula. Here is the formula. So I watched this video and he goes, Robert, on a scale of 1 to 10, how smart do you think you are? I said, when it comes to street smart, I'm easily an 8. I'm not book smart, but I'm common sense smart. And he goes, that's why you're a good mechanic. And I said, yes, sir. And he said to me, which a lot of you won't get, but I hope you do. He goes, Robert, if you were going to do a brake job, replace front brakes on an automobile. I said, okay, I've done it tens of thousands of times. He goes, is there a way to do it? I go, what do you mean? He goes, is there a thing you need to do first, then second, then third, then fourth? I go, absolutely. And he goes, you will be a multimillionaire in this company if you're just willing to master the mundane. Do the little tiny things that each person will not do. Get great at them. And he goes, I'm telling you right now, if you try to do it in your order, or you try to mess up the order, or you try to use other tools, or you try to do the sequence, it won't work. It's like a combination on a safe. I'll say that again. It's like a combination on a safe. If there was $1 million in cash in there, and I said, listen, here's the combination to the safe. If you do it this way, it'll open. And you go, well, I'm not doing it that way. You know, you said go right and then left and then right and then right. I'm not doing that. I got a better idea. I've heard from Jim Jobob. I've heard from a coach, you know, that's not doing this industry. Don't get mad at me. I heard from Tony Robbins. They don't know the combination to the network marketing safe. Why? Because they're not in it. How can you be a network marketing coach and see where John and I have made over $30 million and you go, I'd rather do something else. I'd rather be a life coach or a network marketing coach and be broke than actually do the thing. Did you guys catch that? And I got people calling me all the time. They're going, hey, have you heard of this new book? Hey, have you seen this new thing? Hey, have you heard of this person? Hey, did you check that out? There's only one way to do a brake job on a car. And I'm going to give that to you. So he said to me, Robert, if you're smart, did you watch that video? I said, yes, sir, I did. He goes, on a scale to 1 to 10, what's your interest? I said 10. So you see an opportunity for yourself. I do. He goes, great. Where do you see yourself getting started? He goes, Robert, I find interested people. I show them the video. If they're still interested, I ask them where to get started. Didn't Harab say that people freak out when he walks up to people and they're like, oh my God, they seen the presentation. Here comes the magic. And Harab goes, well, who's getting in first? Me. Second, me. See, people are so busy selling and sharing facts that they just won't ask people, does this make sense to you? He goes, so Robert, listen, I put 70 people in front of that video in my first 30 days. Let's say you're half of me. This is what I said to my mentor 38 years ago. I'm not half of anybody. He goes, awesome. You get 70 people to watch that video and you won't worry about money anymore. I said, done. Done. Now, some of you this is going to crack you guys up. Guess what script he gave me? None. No script. He said, Robert, get excited, tell my story, ask them to watch the video. Wait a minute. That's how Sean got me in front of you. Ha ha. It works, doesn't it? Can you get good at telling my story? And I said, I've seen your check. I've seen the video. Yes, I can tell your story. And that's what I did. So did I have a lot of people that I walked up to face on the street and on the telephone tell me no? Yeah, thousands. But that's not what I was focused on. I was focused on getting 70 people to watch this video. Are you guys listening to me? So that was the only key, and it was on a VHS tape. Now we have Matthew Thayer's video on YouTube. Matthew Thayer does a video, and you know that I just love Matthew Thayer. I love all the great leaders. And I know that it had to be perfect for Matthew Thayer to do the video and then put it in the mission group and go, here's the video. What if he creates a better one and he posts that one? I'm posting that one. So you guys, I have like 2 million views on YouTube and 135,000 subscribers. Listen very close. Before Ollie and Matthew Thayer did the video on Akashics, I had 7,000. I have 7,000 subscribers. Now I have 135,000 because I put their videos on my YouTube channel and then started sharing their videos. How many people here have ever shared a video? I'm going to right now test to see if every one of you can do this business. You ready? Have you ever seen a video online? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever seen a video online. Okay? While you're watching that video, did you feel something? Maybe it made you mad. Maybe it made you excited. Maybe it made you laugh. Maybe you've seen a picture of a puppy and you went, ah. Maybe you've seen a picture of a cat and went, ah. How many people when these first baby videos came out where they're using babies and they're doing lines of people in movies, but a baby was doing it off a podcast, right? So step 1, if you've seen a video, you put a 1. Step 2, while you're watching the video, did you feel anything? How many of you have ever watched a video and while you went, I got this with Mary. I got to share this with Harbab. I got to share this with Ollie. I got to share this with John. Have any of you ever watched a video and while you're watching it, you were thinking on who to share it with? That's the way I do social media. That's how I do social media. I find things that are exciting and I share them. I share it on all my social media. So there was my assignment. So in 30 days, I showed this VHS tape to 72 people. Out of the 72 people, 11 of them got involved. 11. Out of the 11, 6 of them made me a multi-millionaire. Did you guys hear that? So what people do is they focus on the wrong thing. They focus on the wrong thing. You're working with Harab, and Harab, tell me if you've ever got these messages. Harab, I just reached out to somebody and asked them if they wanted to make extra money, and they asked me if I've heard of another company. See, Ollie and Harab and the rest of us don't need to hear about people that are not interested in the business.
Hola,
See, they want to send us all the messages. Hey, I sent a message to people and they said no. I sent a message to people and they didn't respond. I sent them a message and they said it was a scam. I shared the message and they said that I'm a spammer. And then they shared the message and they pitched me on something else.
Dicen, las personas me,
These people.
las personas me, res-
What do I do with these people? Rob, I can hear you. Yeah, what do I do with these people? No, you're looking for interested people. Let me share a quick example. How many of you know people that have dated many people? See, I was really shy, super shy. And I had these 3 friends and we would
quiero
go
que piensen,
Harab, I keep hearing you. I don't know what's happening. So I would go into these nightclubs with these friends. They were worked on the race car team. And we would walk in there and I'd politely stand in line waiting to get a drink or a beer. And then all of a sudden, these 3 friends would show up to me. We've been in there probably 30 minutes. And they would say, there's nobody here. We got to go. I go, what? What do you mean there's nobody here? There's 200 people here. No, what they meant is they walked through the whole place, looked at all the women, seen the ones that were married, seen the ones that were there with their friends, seen the ones that were there with their boyfriends, and they went, nope, 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 nope. Then they walked up to the ones that looked like they're single and went, hi, I'm Robert. What's your name? Annalise. Hi, Annalise. Can I ask you a quick question? Yeah. Can I get a drink and get to know each other? No. Okay. I didn't immediately go to my friends. Hey, see that beautiful woman over there, Elise? Yeah. I asked her if I could buy her a drink and she said no. What did I do wrong? You did nothing wrong. Elise said no, she's not interested in having a drink with you. Then people get in this business and it's like they lose their minds. What did I say wrong? I said exactly what you told me to say, and it didn't work. And they all focus on the people that are not interested. My mentor said, find the people that are interested. So here's the line that I use. He said, say as little as possible to as many people as I could, as fast as I could. Are you guys hearing this? And so I thought, I don't know what I could say that could get people interested really quick. And I'm not a direct person. I'm a shy person. I'm introverted. I'm a geek from the dark forest. So I started saying to people, hey, could you do me a huge favor? And they would go, what is this? I go, I'm helping expand a company. Do you know of anyone that's interested in making some extra money? And guess what? 99% of them would say, what is it? What is it? Then I would say, why? Are you interested? And they would go, well, it depends on what it is. And I said, I'm working with a guy. I can show you documentation where he makes 62 grand. And I would like him to explain to you instead of me. I'm new with the company. When can I get your phone number so I can call you and set up an appointment to come over to your home and show you a VHS tape? Do you guys believe that me and John Herenzma, used to do business like this because there wasn't any internet? There were no cell phones. And now I'm talking to people and they're going, I don't know of any people. There's billions of people online. Well, what do I say? You don't have to say anything. You can just share with them a question. And if they're interested, you can share with them a video. Yeah, but a lot of people say no. You guys, listen. People that make $10,000 a month, $100,000 a year, only 10% of the people in the world, America, make that. Only 5% of the people in the world make six figures worldwide. You get in the top 1% of the people in the world only takes 800,000. Only. Some of you go, I don't need 800,000. I just need like $8,000 a month. So now when I heard that, that's what I did. My focus is get 70 people to watch it. I got 72 people to watch it. My thoughts to you guys is I would get Matthew Thayer's video and I would get the video. I know it's out. Reach out to me. It's on my YouTube channel. Steal it. Steal all the videos I have on my YouTube channel. I think I got 2,000, 2,500 videos on my YouTube channel. Everything that I know is on that YouTube channel. And people are like, well, why don't you charge for training? I don't charge for training because I make money in network marketing. Pretty smart, huh? It's like if you make money from helping others make money, why do you need to charge for training? That's a whole different thing, right? So here it goes to close. Those 6 people that made me a millionaire, all they did is duplicate as well. So I know that, Ollie shared with you guys how to hit, I believe it's blue diamond, black diamond. I want to share with you guys really quickly how to just get diamond. And so if you look at the compensation plan, it takes 250 people to go diamond, right? 150, 125 on one side, 125 on the other, right? I want you guys to all time me. I'm going to say what I say on social media, and I want you guys to time me, okay? Okay, here we go. Hi, Kevin. I hope this message finds you and yours blessed during these uncertain times. I was hoping you could do me a huge personal favor. Do you know anyone right now that needs to make extra money? Okay, if you were timing me, you guys all put it in the chat, how long that took me. Okay, I want everybody to put it in there. Because I'll break this down for you guys. Very, very simplistic. So if you had 250 people that you need in your group and you had 30 days and get that $1,500, I know we're halfway through the month, but that would be 8 people. You need to get 8 people a day if you did this all by yourself. And how long did it take me to say what I said? I use voice clips. So 30 seconds. So what's 30 seconds times, what if I got 1 out of 10? That means that I would have to leave 80 messages, right? That's 80 messages at 30 seconds. Is this clicking with you guys yet? So even if it was a minute, it's not a minute. But that would be what? I got to work 80 minutes, like an hour and a half a day. How many of you would work an hour and a half a day for 30 days and then never have to work again ever? See, success loves speed. So what did you guys think I did my second month in the business? I did the same thing. What do you think I did the third month in the business? The same thing. What do you think what I did in MDC when I got involved 7 years ago? Same thing. I had Josh Wagle do a presentation that's still on my YouTube channel, and I just made sure that it got hit and seen 191,000 times. Everyone in my group is doing something simple. Because when it's simple, then people do it. Here's what I know that you got people. You ready? If I share something with Kevin, and after I share with Kevin what I'm doing, Kevin goes, "Is that all you do?" Yeah, I watch a video, I get excited, and then I share that video. How many of you have difficulties getting excited? Rewatch the video. I watched Matthew's video. I got excited. And then I watch it every morning and I get excited and then I share it with people. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? I'm going to watch his video and get excited and share it with people. That's as simple as this is. When you get ranks, you're going to get excited. And now we pay daily? We pay daily? I know you guys have parents and grandparents. How many of you guys are sick and tired of hearing how bad things were when they were young? You want to know how bad things were when I was young? Listen, I would bring Elise into this business 38 years ago, and this is what I'd tell her. The company only pays once a month, but they pay at the end, at the middle of each month. So Elise, we're going to have to work for 45 days before you get your first check with the company. If John Herenzma is still on here, ask him. We were telling people, hey, you got to put your head down, run one wide open, and in 45 days, you'll get a check. So when I got with MDC 7 years ago, and I'm going, Elise, listen, we go to work, we push hard for 2 weeks, you get a check on Thursday. How many of you think I'm going to get excited? Oh, by the way, I've already got, I think, 4 or 5 daily checks. How exciting is it to say, hey, Lise, listen, there's a money back guarantee, but you and I can go to work and I can get you a check in the next 48 hours. If I could get you some pay in the next 48 hours, how would that work on your mentality? See, now everyone reaches out, and Elise reaches out to her family and friends and go, listen, I'm following this crazy guy in a flowered shirt and I got paid today. And then we continued to work and I got paid the next day. And then we continued to work and I got paid the next day. How many of you think that this is going to cause a lot of momentum? I've never seen anything like this. And then the stuff that's going to happen with Zeus. It's like you guys, you know, I've been working in this industry for all these years. And my biggest claim to fame is I've helped 63 people earn over $1 million in a year. And 3 of them were my family members. 2 of them were my son, and the last one was my wife. You see this mega award for $5 million from MDC? That's my wife's position. How many of you would like to take your significant other, your mate, and make them $1 million a year? Wouldn't that be cool? So people now ask me what I do, and I go on it. My wife is the one that's making all the money. So I just want each and every one of you know that you can do this. And I took notes here from Harab. The thing I can tell you guys about events, get there tomorrow. Get there tomorrow. Clear your schedule, get there tomorrow. Get to events. I almost quit this business. My first week in the industry, before I met my mentor, I was learning from a bunch of stupid people that were not documented. But I didn't know. They had an ego, EGO, edging God out. Have you guys ever met people that pretend they know everything? Just ask them to see their back office. Please. Some of you have heard that there's some people that actually have left MDC. Ask them to see what their last 90 days were. Because that's why a lot of you are confused. You're like, why would these people leave? Well, they weren't making any money. If you were making 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, would you leave? See, that's why you're confused. It's like, I don't understand. Why did those people leave? Because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So they weren't growing a group. They wasn't making money, and that's why they left. See, what you need to say is, I wonder who's staying. You know, Matty Thayer, Joey Wilson, Ollie, John Herenzma, Jefferson Santos, me. Noah. Look at the people that are seeing, because if you ask them to see their back office, you'll go, I need to follow this person. The best thing that my mentor taught me years ago is don't believe in people's hype, enthusiasm, and excitement. Ask them to show you their last 3 months' income. And then everyone's going to lie, right? Well, that's not legal. You're going to get put in jail for that. No, you get put in jail for enticing people to get involved in the company. I'm already in. I'm already in MDC. I'm already an Akashic member. Show me the money. Show me your back office. No, I'm not gonna. What? Okay, so I'm gonna turn this back to Ollie. Oh my God, I just love this guy. He got me re-engaged in the trading world. I didn't think that I could do trading. And in closing, I will continue to tell Ollie's story and Matthew's story and now Harab's story, because I'd rather tell somebody else's story than my story. I tell people I don't know Vietnamese and I don't know Tradenese. Why would you want to learn from me on how to trade? Learn from the experts in the academy. They got results.